Thanks for joining me in another video about Skyrim with the Requiem mod. So I've just been running around doing various quests to try and get a little bit more prepared for the end game, because this character is really kind of reached maturity and I just want to go and kill Alduin and do the Dawnguard stuff and all that. But I'm level 38 now, and I think I want to be a little bit higher level still, get my alteration up a bit higher, and so I've just been doing some of these Dawnguard side fetch quests, and so as it happens, Serene Gerard has sent me into Nchaund-Zel, which I've actually not done this particular Dwemer dungeon in a very long time, so I thought it would be kind of a fun thing to do and use it as a little intermission before I go on to the really late game stuff. So let's see how it goes. And I know the big first enemy in here is Nimhe the spider, so I'm just expecting a lot of spiders. Not really going to bother with sneak because I just want to move through this zone relatively quickly, and spiders are not all that threatening, though as I would like to level my bow a little bit further, I'll just bust that out for a little while. But I don't really expect that these spiders will be all that big of a deal for me to kill. And I'm going to use Fire Breath to get a little bit of area damage going. And these big ones are a little bit threatening. Gotta make sure I got my shield out. But yeah, minus the poison, the melee attacks from these guys are just not all that dangerous. I've got my mage armor rank 4 going, so my armor rating is actually very good for being light armored. So I just intend to clear this area pretty quickly. Yeah, that's just not really doing any significant damage to me at all. But wow, does Requiem add a lot of these little spiders. They're everywhere. I guess it makes logical sense that you would... Oh, there's Nimhe. That one I don't think I really want to melee. Not too worried about the spit, but I think I'm just going to shoot Nimhe with a bunch of arrows. Level up my archery, hopefully. Because that's basically what I've been doing with all of my gold recently, is just dumping it into archery training. And so I'm in the mid-60s now, and if I can just level it up naturally, that would be awfully nice. Yeah, that hit did a decent amount of damage, but not too bad. And here we find this cool little side quest, the Lost Expedition. Do I have to read the journal before it'll let me? Go through here, or is this a bug? I feel like I'm hitting that. Okay, well that's a little embarrassing. Here's Nchaund-Zel. And I'm just going to fix up my quest log real quick so that... Okay, yeah, I'm not going to have contradictory quest arrows happening, because that's always kind of annoying when it happens. And good old Falmer down. I suppose this is a nice opportunity if they were to start dropping me poisons, although my bow skills have gotten good enough to where I'm not actually all that reliant on poisons as I used to be. And I've got the quick shot perk now, which is pretty good for my my glass bow, but it also makes this heavy bow much more effective than it was before. Although I still like having the light bow because the ability to move around quickly with the ranger perk is just really handy. So looks like I'm being sent two different directions. I wonder if Falmer are going to spawn on top of me as I go through here. Yep, that was kind of predictable. And again, that Requiem setting where enemies can follow you through doors can be a real shock when you're not expecting it. And happily enough, we get to get a few sneak attacks in. Get out our combat bow. And this is a nice opportunity to restore my potion stock, because hopefully these guys will drop a lot for me. Void salts are really good. That'll let me make more Dragonbone arrows of shock. A shot and a miss. This guy's kind of in dim lighting. Can't see where they're at as well as I would like. But yeah, this, now that I've got the quick shot perk, it's made this Dragonbone bow way more effective to use. And as someone else has pointed out, the heavy bows actually benefit a lot more from fast attacks for whatever reason. And I'll try and link that video to describe the difference between the quick shot perk for heavy versus light bows. Staff of Chain Lightning will sell nicely, and I'll take the silver ore to eventually turn into more arrows. Doesn't appear to be anything particularly great in here. So, well, there's a Dwarven blacksmithing book. I don't anticipate myself taking that anytime soon, but doesn't hurt to have. And then I think we can just keep moving through here. This is kind of gruesome, but nothing terribly useful, it looks like. I don't think these are guys that I killed. Yeah, obviously not, or they wouldn't still have potions. So I guess we just backtrack out of this little area. And this is the one thing I dislike about the Dwemer ruins, is while they have kind of a cool atmosphere, there's a nice variety of enemies, they're usually a pretty good challenge, but they're just such a pain to find your way around in. Because there's all these overlapping levels, and unfortunately the map in Skyrim does not represent those in a very intuitive way. So I'm gonna take the clairvoyance route. Which, very early spell to find, very handy, because I just have a terrible sense of direction for these types of maps. Okay, and it looks like that just led us back out the way we came in. So here we are back at the top, and it looks as if we're supposed to be kind of working our way down through these various little areas. One of the things we want is down there. Alright, let's quick save and see if we can shortcut this. And I may have to go back at some point and actually read the journals, but for the moment, I'm content to just move through this at a decent pace. So next little zone, see if we can get some sneak attacks in. Kind of wary about a Dwemer thing suddenly jumping out at me, although so far it has been just Falmer. Quick refresh on our mage armor. Oh, and well, you can see the benefit we're getting from our high armor rating, because that arrow was not nearly as deadly as it might have been. Even though I am kind of playing sloppy and not dodging or blocking as much as I could, I am getting away with it. And that looks like a spectral troll raised by that Falmer mage I can just barely see. So let's just get rid of him. Yikes. Yeah, just having a reflex to move out of where you're standing right now when you hear a trap go off won't save you every single time, but it does help. So I got a little bit lucky there to not get impaled. But again, my armor rating is high enough at this point that it probably wouldn't kill me outright. Activate the automated defenses, that sounds fun. That steam thing sounded a lot like a dwarven spear. And, oh yeah. Yeah, the armor penetration on this axe is just insane. Especially when you get that running attack. So I'll take some dwarven bolts. Alright, let's see what that does. And getting sent on a quest to open an expert locked chest could be kind of a pain, but happily we have our lockpicking ring. Wow, so that took me about 10 lockpicks to do, but we are really going to be rolling in the cash after picking all of these up. Dwarven Bolt of Fire schematic. I guess the schematics are in fact not all that useful within Requiem, just because you get all that stuff from a perk, and I guess I'll pick that stuff up. I guess I can drop it later. So let's stop the Ancient Technology quest, just so that I'm not misdirected on where I want to go. And yeah, the adept blocks. Not much challenge there. Alright, so we've made off pretty well as far as gold goes. And we get to see the automated defenses at work. Something killing Falmer all other than us. Now it's just, can I sneak past all this stuff? And find someone who knows about the expedition. Naturally being followed out. Cover Urge's journal. Okay, I guess I'm going to be a completionist and actually go back and do the whole thing. Yeah, it does get a little ridiculous at some point where you have sufficient armor-piercing gear that you don't really need anything special in order to kill the Dwemer constructs. And is that a Centurion? Yes, that's a Centurion. Is he in my way? I think he's in my way. But that's not too big of a deal. I've got arrows I can shoot it with, but I'm going to try and see if I can work my way around first. And I want to get into the armory. It looks like the way I do that is that the Centurion is in my way. And I haven't explored these bottom areas yet, so let's just see what's in here. Refresh the mage armor. Ouch. Let's take a potion. Hope that he gives us some more potions. Yeah, the Thalmor are an excellent source of these good health potions, which I'm kind of low on potions actually at this point, and I've bought out pretty much every vendor I can find who has them. So that's a secondary purpose. As long as I can manage to not use more potions than I'm finding, I'll be pretty happy with this. Oh, that wasn't quite the shot I was thinking of. But yeah, we're tanky enough to get away with doing some kind of dumb stuff here and there. And I don't really care that much about this skeever, but it's going to make it so that if I wanted to, say, have a mammoth cheese bowl or something like that, which I think is actually what I want to do here, so that I can conserve my potions more, because that'll give me some constant health regen. Yikes. That's not quite the angle I want to engage that guy from. In fact, I'd rather him just stand up there and stare at me instead. Because, yeah. Seems to be somehow dodging me, but okay. That does pretty good damage. As long as I don't have to get up close to that guy. I mean, while in theory, maybe with a few tries, I'm tanky enough to bring him down, but let's not tempt fate if we don't have to, okay? So somewhere in here I think is the journal that I'm looking for. Yeah, get a little toasted by the flame jets. Am I actually poisoned? That would be remarkable. I just have this feeling like those guys are waiting to wake up. Just call it a hunch. And gosh, is there any chance I'm going to be able to unlock a master chest? Okay, that went better than I would have expected it to, actually. Maybe I just got a little lucky. A lot more gems, that's nice. Nothing I'm terribly in need of here. And of course, it's when they wake up. Those ones seem a little tougher than the previous. More gems. Pretty happy about that. And I think that's our cue to just get out of here. Wow, something actually managed to poison me. Is that right? Oh. Huh. I suppose that was the Centurion? I don't know what else would have gotten me with a venomous splatter. I've actually never seen that before. Well, it's being counteracted by the Mammoth Cheese Bowl, so it's not really all that worrying. But is this the correct way out? Looks like the other way out is better. Let's give this a try. And I'd like to be able to loot the Centurion that I killed earlier. But realistically, there's nothing that's going to be like a gear upgrade. It'd just be running around to pick up some more cash, and I can live without that. So I think that's a completed quest. I'm going to talk to Calcelmo, and then I'm going to read the journals and see what actually happened in here. Because, yeah, it's kind of cool little flavor on this particular quest. And I'm wondering what the developers had in mind when they designed it. But yeah, if anyone has any speculation or background insight on the Lost Expedition quest, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts, or about Dwemer ruins in general. I was realizing this is the first one I've actually done to completion in this playthrough. But that's all for now. Thanks for joining me in this series, and I'll see you next time.